Hi, I'm Courtney, and I am a resident of Santa Fe, New Mexico, currently an unemployed tour guide, unemployed thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. Recently, I was trying to figure out where to put my energies, feeling a little bit bored, and my husband suggested that maybe now, while it's quiet and uncrowded, it would be a good time to film some of the sights around town and give people a chance, perhaps, to enjoy a little taste of this area from the safety of their own homes. I've been a resident of Santa Fe, New Mexico since 2009, when I moved here with my husband and my daughter, who was a toddler at the time. And it's hard to believe, but she's 15 years old now. As a former professor of art history, I fell in love with the art and the culture and the history of New Mexico. And I quickly found my way into the outdoor recreation business. And in the winter, I'm a ski instructor. And the rest of the year, I guide visitors on cultural excursions, hikes, and mountain bike rides. Have I ever done anything like this before? As in filming for a YouTube channel? Not at all. I'm a complete beginner. I've had no previous experience filming anything, and for this reason I wanted to keep it simple and minimal, so just using my cell phone. My daughter's also helping me with the film editing, which I greatly appreciate. What is Santa Fe normally like at this time of year? Well, normally it would be packed with visitors. The plaza, which is the heart of Santa Fe, would be filled with tourists, along with a variety of vendors selling everything from Indian jewelry to pottery to fajitas and burritos. Multiple tours might be vying for space around the plaza to view the Palace of the Governors. You would be competing for space on the sidewalk with other visitors. People going in and out of shops, buying souvenirs from the Native Americans under the porch of the Palace of the Governors. The Plaza Cafe might have a line outside with a half-hour wait list for people waiting to have their lunch or dinner there. You would have people flocking into and out of the Five and Dime for souvenirs for themselves or their family and friends. And there might be some music coming from the bandstand, maybe some flamenco dancers, maybe some traditional Spanish music, or maybe even bluegrass or rock. We have a lot of wonderful free outdoor music concerts during the summer usually. So since the pandemic, the plaza's been quieter than we've ever seen it. All of our lives and our livelihoods have been affected, and the future's uncertain. Naturally, we're all pretty sad to see Santa Fe so quiet and so shut down. I think things became real for us on March 15th. When I and my colleagues went to work at the ski area. We were expecting another 1 to 2 weeks of spring break lessons. But on that day, the decision was made that it was our last day of the ski season. So that came as a real shock. It was to be expected because Colorado ski areas had closed, and then everybody was going to Taos, and then Taos ski area closed. And of course, the next logical place for people to come would have been Santa Fe. And we already knew a lot of people were coming in for spring break, but it would have been even more than I think anybody could have handled under the circumstances. So we enjoyed it as much as we could that day. There were some final lessons given, and a bunch of the ski instructors, myself included, we decided to join Ski Patrol to help them in their final sweep of the day. And then we just enjoyed that, savored that final run of the day. So that was really nice. And every day since then has been a big adjustment. You know, many of us continue to go skinning and skiing afterwards. That started to turn into a bit of a crowd situation. So many of us kind of leveled off on that and kind of tried to stay closer to home or stick with walks in our neighborhood. My mountain bike club stopped having group rides. So yeah, just a lot of changes day by day. We became a little more conservative. It's been real interesting adjusting to all of that. When all the quiet and stillness of our lives now, I know that I personally have come to really appreciate everything that I do have, from my family and my home to all the essentials that are fulfilled by the essential workers, you know, from people who stock the grocery stores to the farmers to health workers, sanitation workers, everything that keeps us safe and sane during this time. I do want to say a shout out to all of the essential workers right now, how much I want to thank them for everything they've been doing, putting themselves on the line. Another thing that's helped get me through these strange times has been my cats, our cats, Latte and Chai. And they are so much fun and so entertaining and so sweet and loving at times, exasperating at other times, but they've been a lot of fun. What do I hope to achieve with these videos? Well, I'm realizing, first of all, it's giving me something to do while I've been bored, right? It's something productive, so it's good for me. But aside from that, what I'm realizing is that there's an opportunity here with no tourists for both myself and the viewers. I can actually move around the plaza without bumping into anyone. I can see the sights unobstructed and share those with the viewers who can enjoy them from the safety of their home. And then one day, hopefully one day when they come here in person, I'll be happy to show them to any of the places featured or places more off the beaten track. Another aspect of this series of videos will be that I will interview locals in the area and give people some insight into how a small town, but a touristy town like Santa Fe, is coping with the shutdown and all of the changes during this pandemic. I also hope to give people a deeper understanding into what makes Santa Fe such a unique place. In my first video after this one, we'll be exploring the over 400-year-old Palace of the Governors, which is the oldest continuously used public building in the United States. And we'll look at the architecture around the plaza and how the architecture of Santa Fe came to be influenced by the Spanish Pueblo style. And then in the video after that, I will be interviewing a friend of mine, Tom Gallegos, who is a fellow tour guide. And we'll be exploring one of the older neighborhoods in Santa Fe, the Barrio del Nalco, and looking at the oldest church in the U.S. and the oldest house in the U.S. So I mentioned I've been a tour guide. Most recently, I've worked for the Four Seasons in Santa Fe, which of course currently is closed because of the pandemic, but normally I'm providing guiding for their various adventures, cultural adventures, as well as hiking and mountain biking. But recently I decided to, in addition, to start my own independent business, because what better time to start a business than in the middle of a pandemic, right? So I started my own business called Signpost Santa Fe, and if any future visitors want to hire me as a guide, they can contact me at signpostsantafe@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the next video about the architecture around the plaza, and if you like what you see, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you next time.